Senator Rosino, you are recognized for a point of privilege.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to first off say thank you to, I'm trying not to get emotional here. I want to thank you all for standing up to a vicious and callous attack on one of the kindest, nicest, most Christian woman I've ever known. She is a low-level, part-time employee that has nothing to do with any of this. And for many times we've talked about this at home, that this job and what we do and what I do was concerning only because what happened today. Just because of that. And I hope that all of you who have a spouse will never have to endure a crying spouse or a woman who did not deserve this just over politics. It's awful already, some of the things that we do up here and that we could put up with. But we are the elected officials, and we are supposed to be the ones that take the arrows if arrows want to fly. We're the ones who have to stand up here and say, okay, to our constituents, this is what we do. But to take on a family member, a spouse, a child, anyone in our family, a grandparent, to prove a point or to try to shame something from happening, in my opinion, is awful. And I want to say this, I commend my spouse, my wife, for doing civil service work and doing the things that she does at the department. I also would like to commend, just much like the governor and his spouse, who also does work in the Department of Health, and his spouse happens to be on the advisory board of a mental health facility. So I commend her for her service to the state of Oklahoma and for the people who need mental health services and for her advocacy. I don't understand how bringing someone's spouse or family member into a position that we know has been struggling. We have, again, watched the news, we have seen it, we have paid attention to it, and to, at the very last minute, throw a jab at one of our family members is probably the lowest action I've seen in my 7 or 8 years here in this building. And then for one of my colleagues to stand up here and do the same was, for the first time, I felt embarrassed to be a member of this body. All of you, I hope, all of you, every single one of you, I hope, never has to dealing with what I just had to deal with today. I hope that none of you ever feel that. I hope you come up here being proud. I hope you come up here and look at your spouses when you go home and say, I did the very best I could for the state of Oklahoma, whether we disagree or not. None of you should ever have to experience what my wife and I have experienced this evening. And I thank you all, especially all of you who stood up today and had our backs. It is more than I can ever say how much I appreciate you all. So, Mr. President, thank you, and to all of you, I appreciate you more than you ever know. Thank you.